Hello everybody, how's it going today? Hope you're having a good time. We are back with some more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's been a little bit since we did this because we had Mother's Day and then we had some people out, so we're getting back to it after a couple weeks, but we're glad to be here. Hope y'all are having a good one and that you're ready to get into this fun little case today. We're probably not going to get through the whole trial, probably just going to get through the first chunk of it, partially because we have people missing, but also because this trial is long as heck. So, hope you're ready.
He can't come to the phone right now.
Hi guys.
Because he's dead.
Hello, Kiki. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's a sleepy day in the cast booth online. Yeah.
That sounds like it. That's great.
In our corner booth at the Denny's alone.
Yeah, need some awakeys.
Well, how was you guys' week? I know it's been a minute since we've done anything together because we had Mother's Day last week, and some of us weren't able to be here the week before that. So, how's everybody doing?
Slowly moving out of my apartment.
Oh,
Moving
yeah.
a lot of moving stuff out. It's daunting. There's some stuff I'm gonna move today, but like, I'm looking at my IKEA desk because I'm sweating. 4 days and that.
I haven't
boy.
been caught. I mean, I haven't been caught doing anything yet this week, so that's a plus.
You haven't been
Wow.
caught doing anything this week?
Said nothing.
Do you
Okay.
usually do crimes?
I say nothing.
Alright.
Probably for the best, honestly. To anybody who's here for the first time and has not visited this channel, hello, I am Kiki, the aforementioned Goggles Girl of the stream, and today in our live dub, I am going to be voicing Emma Skye.
Totally not Maya Faye.
Totally not.
Definitely not.
Nah, wow,
Well,
how could you even think that?
I'm Eman. I'll be voicing Phoenix once again.
I am Sam. I will be voicing Edgeworth also once again.
I'm Eli, and I'll be voicing Lana Skye.
I'm Kay. Usually I voice Larry. He's not in this chapter.
I'm Ree, and I will be voicing Angel Star today.
I'm Yosh, and I'll be voicing Novon. Also, we skipped someone.
Now it did.
Did we?
You can't keep getting away with this.
Keep getting away with this.
You can't keep getting away with this.
I can keep getting away with this.
No.
I'm Judge, and I'll be voicing the Mark.
Yo, we got a real Mark voice actor here, dude.
Yo.
But he didn't miss a smoke.
Oh, I love you, Yosh. That was a good one.
Okay, well, you guys ready to get into this today?
No.
No.
Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fatal. Thank you for stopping by. I hope thank you for the well wishes. That sucks. I'm so sorry. But I hope the rest of your day goes well.
Hello there.
Thanks, Stig. All right. Okay.
Right into it.
Yeah.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area.
Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
Yes?
A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is...
You're not a defense attorney.
No shit, Sherlock. I believe it's almost time for the trial.
See, there's that Mia charm.
Good luck, Mr. Wright.
My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. I have to discover the truth all by myself. Apparently that prospect scared me.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. I forgot Emma's voice. I think I fucked up her voice. It's been a hot minute.
Faye.
No, it's pretty close to what it was.
Okay,
Let's
good.
hope that without a Faye, he doesn't fail.
Wow.
Didn't we determine that Emma is just literally you? Can't you just talk in a
Well,
normal voice?
That is true, but the problem is that Maya was in a normal voice, so I'm trying to make it distinct from Maya. So if I had thought about it ahead of time, I would have given Maya the different voice, and I would have made
Nice.
Emma my real voice. But I fucked up, so
I think it's
Okay.
in the long run. Just in who knows when Maya will show up again, but in case she does show up again, you'll be ready with a normal voice.
true. It's less strain on my voice. There is a character further down the line that I will be voicing that I really want to like work on, so I'm trying not to like do anything too crazy up front. So, but we'll get there. We're all doing well with our voices, I have to say. Not to pat ourselves on the back too much, but I think we're doing a good job.
Looks across the room to Edgeworth. Yeah. Great
What?
voice.
What do I do?
That's a good
Nice
thing. You're not in
voice.
trouble. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, Sam. It's just...
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana, Skye.
What is this voice?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Oh, Edgeworth. Oh, oh. I got scared. I'm like, why speed? It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial.
I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright.
Oh, Stig says our voices are good. Thank you, Stig.
I also hope you remember how to do a fucking courtroom, because it's been 2 months since you've done anything.
Look, there was a time I forgot how to ride a bike, and then 2 months later I got back on. I did it. I'll be good.
I will choose the path that I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else's.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot.
Wow, he's much more forceful in person. Like we didn't just meet him. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand.
Pop-up queen?
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. Normally I just eat parrots.
Just really just wolfing it down. Caviar?
And for you, I have the Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession?
And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It is lunchtime.
Is Ree, are you a little further away from your microphone? You're a little quiet to me.
Okay, I'll try to fix that.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I think
There we go. That's
I was gonna
louder.
say what you just said the last second there. It kind of sounded better.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was just the angle or something, but yeah.
It might have been the angle.
You have
Yeah,
to become
yeah.
angular.
Become a
Oh,
square.
geez, you kept
8
making me
awesome
wanna cry.
angles.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
This is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts! But that might just be the stroke I had yesterday. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
It's like tapioca, but
Name,
I-
profession, now.
me, the name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up!
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Miss Star was a detective?
I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Paracat's watch said Ed Shoe left the police to wear that hat.
Yeah, the jelly donut hat is so
Mhm.
awesome.
She came in one day and was like, "Yep, this is my new uniform," and they were like, "Get out."
Get out.
Very
Regular
well.
expression, please.
You may continue the description, Miss Star.
Who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Block A is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up the prosecutor's spaces. Yes?
That was actually the judge.
That's a weird.
I am so sorry.
It's okay.
I was reading
The
too
spirit. The
fast.
spirit.
It's okay,
Well,
Mark
the judge
was-
had the judge had his mouth full of
Mark
caviar.
was too busy yelling in my chat because he abused the tutoru button, and I took it away from him, and he was complaining about it. So it was on him just as
You
much.
should.
Yeah.
Is that a channel point reward or something you have,
It-
or is it like an extension?
No, it's I have it on both. I have it as a channel point, and then I also have it as I had it as. I thought I replaced it though.
If you want for channel point rewards, you can actually set it so there's like a buffer delay between when it gets redeemed, so people have to wait like 15
Yeah.
minutes or so.
Well, I thought I'd fixed it so it was back down to 100, but maybe I didn't. I don't know.
You also trust your audience not to spam it.
Most of them,
It's at 1 million right now still.
yeah, I thought I'll fix it later. It's also
Yeah,
an
yeah.
extension on my like main page as like a bits thing, but I think it's only a few bits on that, and Mark's the only one who's had a problem with it, so.
I don't have a problem with it. I can quit at any time.
Okay, well, fair enough, I guess.
Also, I'm calling it right now. This chain link between the A and B is just gonna like, disappear at some point. There's gonna be some circumvention.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out here.
I mean,
don't know what the
that's
hell-
how it happens. It's like this was actually in the B parking lot, and
Yeah, I was kind of
somebody
thinking.
stole Edgeworth's car and drove it over and something.
If you turn the A on the ground sideways, it's actually in the burger block now. Therefore,
Oh my!
the crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out.
Is she allowed a knife?
Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
What?
What?
Wait a diddly darn minute. Wait a frickin' minute. What kind of? Yeah, here we go. Okay, judge is asking.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seemed rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Oh, Mr. Wright?
I'm gonna say it's a good thing that the judge is not like making the full decision like without the prosecutor and stuff, because he seems like very gullible. Like somebody's like, "This is what happened," and he goes, "Oh my God, you're right," and it's like, no, use your critical thinking skills.
He's the guy if you say gullible really slow, it sounds like oranges, and he just does it.
He just sits there over and over like, I can't get it to work. Why isn't it working?
Why did I even give that the time of day to even question that? Like, that proves how naive I really am. That I was like,
You would just do it.
no, in my head, but not out loud.
Gullible. Gullible. Gullible.
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
Gullible.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor.
Gave details on everything except for the death.
Gullible.
Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? Pooh, 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 pooh.
If you can, then give them your worst, Mr.
What the fuck, Judge?
Are they talking about me? Like waffle stomping me?
I can't stand a little shit.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing in a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand, and she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. And he died.
Bringing a lunch to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point to your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
Your Honor, someone died. That's not a joke.
Your hair is a joke.
His hair's also pointy, like a knife.
Phoenix stabbed him with the hair.
Emma, you're not helping.
Sorry. Can I just say that the more this goes on, the more I'm convinced that Mark and the judge are actually the same person.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
He just made a pun! That sounds exactly like something you would do. Somebody would be like, oh yeah, I made a point, and you're like, haha, the only point that you made is the point of the knife.
Yeah, that's.
Does that
You're
not sound like
actually
something?
not. That is something Mark would do.
That
Thank
is
you,
typical.
thank you.
And Mark, I love you, but someone could have literally died. You would still go for the joke.
I mean, just because I resonate with like at the start of CSI and stuff when they make the murder puns doesn't make me bad.
Oh my god. Also, Kay, you're welcome. I'm glad I took that bullet for you. Stig says Mark works in a courthouse IRL.
Hey, they're legally not allowed to know that.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that. She's looking right at Edgeworth.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Did I get that the first time I played that? I don't know.
Lucky you, Phoenix. Some people will pay extra to be dominated like that.
Oh.
Very well.
like-
You may cross-examine the witness.
Ayo.
I just imagine like Phoenix deflating and like slumping over the
Yes.
desk. Just like all floppy, like bleh.
His hair got inside. Someone done his
Just
hair.
like arrows from every single possible direction.
His theme tune is womp 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 womp.
She's like,
How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
Even that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim.
Oh.
Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
No, I was laid off, not
That's-
fired. That's different. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms, and not the dragon kind, the slimy, icky, gummy kind. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Mr.
Also, they're just letting Emma talk to the witness. Like, I feel like before, Maya never talked to them unless it was like an outburst or something like that. She usually just talked to Phoenix, and Emma's just out here like, let me ask the questions. Okay.
Okay, here we go. The classic. This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend. The security guard boyfriend.
Boyfriend, you have several?
You don't? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, the other boyfriend, the one over there boyfriend. Care to join? And yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the Lutchies, thanks. I love the way they feel.
Note to self: the judge had to think before replying.
The security guard room is in the lot in A block. Up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign.
No, it says the room with the big hugs and fucking teddy bears. Obviously.
Out of my head!
What are you guys all
Phoenix
doing
is
over
like-
here?
Phoenix is having like a Von Karma breakdown, hitting his head against the wall.
God.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
Are you guys having a party in here?
Okay, okay. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I have to park in B block.
So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
The only B-block I know is when I slam dunk a bitch.
Oh, juice.
Oh, the final testimony only appears after you
Oh,
progress.
okay. Gotcha. I was like, wait, it's not here. Okay. Whoopsies. Alright, no, okay, yeah, I know, Emma. No, your sister's not guilty. I'm just skipping through this. Okay. I thought it was, usually it's not that long. Okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oops, hold on. I skipped. I can't read.
By garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car. Yes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her.
Telling the truth. We're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Gotta be like a movie critic. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside. Oh, she mad.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism?
I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honored, or honed.
I also read that as honored. I don't know. I was like, why would it be honored?
Photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera.
Oh, that's more exciting than just hanging around your neck.
It's a luncheroid.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
That's kind of creepy. Yeah, you're not wrong, Bearcat. Hi, Minnie. Hello. Welcome in. Mark.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye.
So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right
Okay, so we present.
And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with a knife?
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that's a fine lunch.
What did you say?
Why did you hesitate?
Because it's actually a dinner.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph.
Okay,
This is the
Nickelback.
photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not?
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Why is Miss Skye not holding a knife if you're laughing?
Mr. Edgeworth, your fault.
Objection.
That had to be the weakest objection ever,
Why
Edgeworth.
didn't the little text box pop up?
He didn't slam his fists or anything.
Yeah, there was no.
Where's the gusto, Edgeworth?
I left my gusto in my other frilly jacket.
The court shall not accept that lackluster objection.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. It was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't get it.
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Oh, thank you, Minnie. Oh my god, that's so nice of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Minnie just resubbed through July. Very exciting.
Nice.
Oh,
I
nice.
appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
More
that's right. They have a deal going on where it's cheaper if you buy in multiple months.
Nice.
Super nice.
Hi Gaia, how early is this in the case? This is the first trial case. Trial in the case, the first chunk of it. So we're still
First trial case. In the case. In the trial. In the case.
Sam, let me live. We're still very early on, so you're here at a good time. Okay.
Huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat?
But it's a black and white photograph.
No, you're just colorblind.
Damn.
Ah, yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood. It could also be...
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
Problem, except you.
No, that's Edgeworth.
That's Edgeworth.
Oh, whoops. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Wait, no, I thought that was him too, because it like cut over to him.
It's because he's yelling at Phoenix.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
My
No
mistake for being
problem.
distracted.
No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that Excuse me, God. My throat decided to choke me. Mr. Wright, are you just going to sit there and take that kind of abuse?
He's used to it.
He is into it.
Everyone, please.
Phoenix,
I couldn't even think of a response before everyone answered for me.
Phoenix just deflates again.
I saw him walking into one of those dodgy clubs.
No, objection. He's inflating himself. Objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but Good advice.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
No. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
Oops, that's... God damn it. Sorry.
So the funny thing is that the thing I wanted to show up is the dialogue after you press that statement.
Oh,
Like after
really?
you're done, and then
Oh, it
the
does
thing
all the
Emma
stuff that I just
says.
skipped?
Yeah, but
Oh.
press it anyway. Now we're here.
Okay. Might as well.
I figured it's easier to just say press this because the text shows up after it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
God, Phoenix, come on. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like, driving gloves?
Gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, he came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Are you a pirate?
I used to be. Impressive.
honestly believe that.
I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show this wasn't premeditated.
Yeah, it wasn't premeditated murder, it was just in the moment murder. That's
Very,
so much
very
better.
important. Very
It
important
was just a
distinction.
spur. It was just a spur. It was just a funny, quirky action, you know?
Listen,
Did it
I
for the
was bored
meme.
and needed something to do murder.
You know, like
Yeah.
everybody has. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Star's testimony is flawless.
Oh, Christian.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press our witness a bit, okay? Wait, I just butchered that line.
It's okay.
For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Aw. Don't smile like that. Oh. Okay. Alright, Oh. Bah. I hit the wrong thing.
Banana.
I know it's hard to press the right button when you have two buttons to press.
Listen. It doesn't help that one of them is E and the other one's enter, so
Imagine
my
What are you
brain.
telling us to do to him?
I'd love to sit down, Eli, in front of frickin' like an MMORPG and just watch her just like, there's so many buttons!
God.
Did you call Kirsten?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Oh
but
no.
that's okay.
Fuck. Oh no! I was looking at the usernames. I saw Emma Skye. I'm so sorry.
It's
I
okay.
wouldn't do any better.
I just came out swinging at the wrong sister. Wow!
You took both of your fists and BAM! Hit them both.
He's making boomer jokes about them both.
No, no.
Witness, do you know what this is?
Oops.
Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know, and I'll have you know, that's a spork. The spork. The spork that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife. It's
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
What's with the case?
Why do you have a knife, Judge?
Why wouldn't I have a knife? Gotta keep a bitch in mind.
Mommy, our prosecutor's bad people.
The worst thing was it cut to Edgeworth saying it, so it looked like he was saying it.
Oh no.
Aw.
That's him talking to his mom as a kid. It was a flashback sound.
Oh.
I don't know. The defense has a request. Because the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you say that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. Or somebody who just wants to keep their hands covered.
However, why would you not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon?
Oh. Good.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Kay said Phoenix right. Scratches at the witness until he finds a scab to feel.
Am I giving advice how to commit a murder?
Well, at least the judge didn't forget his weapon.
Order, 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 order me some pizza.
You literally just had sushi! Or caviar.
You just had caviar! You had 4 helpings of caviar!
I didn't have a caviar pizza.
Ew.
What the fuck?
Okay, great. Now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Why do you have that concerned face on when you say that, Emma?
She knows who she's teamed up with.
Ooh.
Oh, right.
I'm good.
I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
How long do you think he was thinking of that?
That's why it took so long to respond.
What? They had pie on the menu?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Yo, sure, someone, can you cover me for 5 minutes, please?
Sure.
Ta.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned.
Oh, I didn't do that.
It just auto scroll.
Yeah.
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
I'm calling you a thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now? Is your evil eye awakening now?
Stig said, you know what they say, fail to plan to get asked stupid questions on stream.
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim the day all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
I feel like Mark's gonna be very mad he missed the pizza delivery line.
Yeah, I also, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I genuinely appreciate Emma's comments because it's like, they're not always there, but when they're there, they're really well written.
Oh yeah, she has some really good points that a lot of characters in this series do not make. Okay.
You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know.
That's what I'm about to tell you, Brooke.
Hello there.
Hello, Noble. Welcome in.
Noble, welcome.
I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she is about to tell. Why not interrupt her again?
That's literally my game mechanic.
Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked.
Something's half-baked here, alright? And it's you!
Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet.
I could tell.
Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim?
Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called me. Oh, nope, that's just the thingy.
Yeah, you're good. Stig said Emma's easily one of the best characters overall. I agree. They did a very good job with her. Okay. Floor, yes, welcome in. Emma, my beloved, same.
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because you didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now what's inside?
I swear to God, if it's anthrax or an acid bomb. How am I supposed to know?
See? We agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
No, I don't.
I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty.
Judge isn't very good with metaphors.
Where did the pretzels come from? I have no idea, Kay.
The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this?
It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again. I gotta stop reading the green words. Because I don't think
Oh, good.
It's okay. Noble says, more importantly, where did that lunchbox come from? There's no did she have her bag with her? Can we see that? I don't remember. She either has it in her bag or she has it, like, in her coat. She's, like, one of those, like, salesmen that, like, opens up her coat and is like, hey, kid, you want to buy a lunch?
What are you buying? What are you
Although
selling?
in an alternate dimension,
Oh, like little pockets, and she just, like, reaches
Yeah,
in and, like,
pocket-
I like that.
Pocket lunch dimension.
That is a D&D character waiting for me to happen.
Oh, or Kay says, typically, hyperspace boobs. That is also an option. The bentos keep coming and will not stop coming. Yep.
A human machine? That's a contradiction. Oh my god, Phoenix. Shut up, me.
Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright?
For once we agree on something, Edgeworth.
Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's sighs smell like citrus fruit. How can you tell that from all the way
Emma,
from here,
how are
Emma?
you? Did Emma run over and go, yummy?
You know, I wouldn't put it past her. Emma, stop writing your fanfic. She's writing a self-insert YNX Edgeworth fic in her spare time.
Oh. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. We mean 999. What's the difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me?
Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that.
Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people.
Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know?
Star's trying to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact.
I wonder... Oh my god, okay. Wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? Why are we arguing this? I mean, add even more wax and even a really short wick would burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Where's the autopsy report? We're about to find out, Paracat. Angel urine court details matter. Yes, indeed. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
1 stab, 2 stab, 3 stab. You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you.
No thanks, I took my ACT years ago.
With my moss surprise.
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star.
Kill him.
Paracat, that's okay. Most of us have at least played this game, but not like this version with the 5th episode. So most of us here are new to the 5th episode. So don't worry, Paracat, you're good.
2 of us in the call are literally named didn't play the 5th episode.
Like you said, didn't play this version with the first episode, but the only version of XO21 which doesn't have the first episode is the GBA version, which only released in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only,
I
yeah,
actually
that's
didn't
the
know
only,
that.
Yeah, I just didn't play the 5th episode.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a rational excuse for skipping the 5th episode.
Neither do I.
I
my
just
bad.
heard it was really long and it was like added extra, and I was like,
That's most people's excuses. They hear that the 5th episode is just twice as long as the 4th one, and then they play the 4th one, they're like, oh my fucking god. And they just don't play it. They just don't do it.
You know, that's fair. I can't say I blame him. It was a very, very long kind of oop, I just hit my microphone. Long, very drawn out case in a lot of ways. But it's very good, so at least we're getting to experience it now.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from 1 stab wound.
You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
What a hunk! He's my hero, really!
without my objection, no one noticed?
Well, witness.
You got the crime scene set, right?
Is that just ketchup on rice? Or is it like jelly?
Thanks.
You could eat that?
I always believed that no one would ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted the knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then you tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Okay. Yeah.
This whole case is true. I get it. I get Angel Star character just really hates prosecutors, so it makes sense. She's like trying to dig up any dirt. Because I get it. That's why it's like a lot of this is like, don't make sense. But it's like, why is everyone just started spaghetti everywhere around it? Like Phoenix is like, I'm gonna argue semantics and I'm gonna make fun of metaphors instead of actually
Oh Jesus.
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
Yeah, kill him.
That's not. What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. You literally took a picture. And you've proved it yourself. I just said that with the photograph.
Huh? But that can't be.
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Kay says Phoenix starts arguing semantics. You say this as if this is perfectly in character. True.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What's my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really?
Well now, where were we? A witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately at least.
I like the idea that she like mispronounces random words because she's like got like a superiority complex, and she's like, actually, you say it accurately because it sounds fancier this way. I don't know why, but I like that.
Oh yeah, pulling bigger, just trying to use the biggest words possible for simple.
Yeah, I could see her doing that.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, subject, but this next testimony might just be the moment of truth.
Okay, I'm back.
Perfect timing.
Hey.
Thank Yosh.
No problem.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to the escape, but Angel Star resisted. This is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? Which I had absolutely no knowledge of what you're talking about.
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Cobra Kai.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks!
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
Who isn't?
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Meow.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will.
Very quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe we should press her for more details? A chat. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. A Lunchland car was.
Hi Trevor, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the lurk. It's so hard to believe it's been 6 months. Oh my god, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sam.
She was a visitor, and thus she parked in B block.
So, you witnessed the murder from here?
That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes.
Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you?
I went over it, of course.
Amazing. The cup-up queen, lunch lady, athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
The fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Skye not get away? She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word.
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else.
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory, it's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
Oh, the court doesn't see Miss Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right! Near the car. There's an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone?
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this defense rookie attorney. Rookie defense attorney.
Yes, normally it involves a lot of leather.
I am biting my tongue.
I bet you are.
I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but you had to use her cell phone instead.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court?
No.
Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. And
during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
You saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Wait a minute. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye.
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias.
Who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is the fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either, but I'm about to make something up.
Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. An emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
Order, order. What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies.
Grrr.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about that fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it.
Pointless to lie. I see.
Let's say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one.
Or you call my lie pointless. At least let me tell it.
I ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright.
I was once again, I have not played this case. and I made the offhand joke that I'm about to make something up, and I didn't think that was actually
I think what we're seeing here is you just understand Phoenix just a little too well.
good. Yeah.
We're all merging into our characters.
Oh no.
Oh no,
That's
I'm gonna go bald.
That's not...
I want a picture of Mark, and I want to take the hair off and go wig. It's my favorite genre of meme words.
Yes. Oh my god.
Wig.
My hair's gonna fall down the bottom of my face and join the rest of my beard to make a super beard like he has.
Well, that also
I'm
means
not-
you're gonna
not-
go gray or white, I guess. It's kind of a...
I mean, I'm old enough to start going grey at this point. To be fair.
I mean, anybody's old enough to start going gray. Some people like start graying at 20, so
Yeah, because your hairs can gray from stress, right?
I think so. I've had friends whose moms like grayed at like 20, so.
Wow.
I think Kirsten's secretly grey. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
Spouse started going gray in high school? Oh my god, Paracat. That's intense. I bet they like rocked it probably though. Like I feel like people who go gray at a young age, like generally, they rock it really.
They just decide to embrace the silver fox energy. All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Star witnessed this crime was here.
Yeah, without the mullet they had at the time, maybe. Oh wow, a mullet and gray. That's a 1-2 punch combo there. Wow.
I can see why you tied them down.
Wow. I mean, you know, everybody's gotta like, you know, learn what works best for them. So
A mullet with graying hair feels the epitome of the future is now, old man.
Yeah.
If you go for that combo, you need like a pencil thin mustache as well.
They said after a haircut, and in response to the tying him down.
This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room?
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park an A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony, you said... God. You brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? What's it like having a boyfriend? I want to know.
Do you have any tips, please? Help.
Help. Do they like chocolates? Do they like flowers? Like, what do you do?
Does bringing him lunch every day work? I tried bringing Olive Garden one time, and it just brought back painful memories.
By cooking them a parrot.
I keep making Edgeworth bento boxes, but he just flips them.
Oh.
I'm allergic, right? He always says to me.
Oh, God.
He wouldn't even open them though. How could he know?
Well, Miss Star.
How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Star.
Oh, that's a headline if I've ever heard one.
Order, order. Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
The guilty. Is she talking about Miss Skye?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands.
Still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. Risk. Can't forget the consonant.
So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Who else? Yeah, you dumbass.
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Why is it my responsibility? Miss Starr witnessed the crime from security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? But what change? Changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it took. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye?
Well, Miss.
You.
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking lot in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
Mark.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. And the spork is, of course, a wonderful invention.
Once again, sounds exactly like something Mark would say.
Listen, just because
Would
I
you like
actually
another
own a
caviar
spork,
lunch?
do you have any stroopwafels? I really fancy some of those.
No.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente.
What the fuck, Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Unfortunately
How
for
you
you, I
like
don't.
Edgar? Al dente.
That's why he
Got
left.
lunchboxes.
Is
You're
Phoenix right going senile?
Just a little.
I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
Noble says pasta power.
Pasta power!
The power!
Pasta power! A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
You're a criminal. What would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey!
See the.
Don't get ideas. I didn't kill anyone this time.
You have the instincts of a killer, Your Honor. You would run. But this time was different.
I also have the skin and the eyes of a killer.
Oh, Jesus.
Miss
Oh
Skye
my.
dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony. If you know what I mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
Too close.
I'm afraid that the quaff... Now I'm not a New Yorker. The Cough-Out Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. I can't word.
Who?
No, stop talking. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
I already used that one.
That's the one she tried to foist off on me.
I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
You are the defense team's leftovers.
What the
Oh my.
You okay?
Stig said he's not wrong.
No!
I think I broke Kirsten.
I just wasn't expecting that. Okay.
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. Of course I do. Of course I just can't stop talking for 5 minutes.
Paracat says that you broke them too, so good job on that one.
What was that?
Another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask you, Miss Daughter of Ringo.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple decker.
Oh my.
Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow more.
No wonder this fucking system is so corrupt that the judge can be bribed with like a triple digger.
Yeah, he just took a
lunchbox.
bribe. Also, Mog, can I
Jesus.
say that's one of my favorite voice lines I've ever heard of you going, woo!
That was a really
That
good.
was
That was a
amazing.
really good woohoo.
About
That was-
this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna put out of her lunchbox this time?
What
A
do you want in
surprise!
my lunchbox this time?
How does she expect the ketchup on rice to fucking not
I should have
disappoint?
mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, for the matter of the victim's shoe. Could I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim. The other blood type matched one of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Speaking of layers, that's true, Cat.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Because see this shoe? It's actually a cake.
Hmm.
I've already said. I don't trust you with the evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
That's my fucking job.
That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
And you had blood tests performed.
Oh. Was
And you're
accident.
going to save the game.
My mouse drifted off a little bit.
Didn't I mention I have 3 boyfriends in forensics?
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. It's important because it's in red text. 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
This is
Seems
illegal,
so.
you know.
Seems so. What do we mean it seems so? What? Mr. Wright! Phoenix, you went to school for this shit! Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Floor says, yes, the rules of evidence law, something we never talked about before. Very convenient of them to bring it up now.
Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective.
Used to...
As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today.
Of course it was.
Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Edgeworth, how's it feel? How's it feel to have evidence added the day of Mr. Edgeworth? Wait, we're on the same team. Shit.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth's looking pretty sullen.
He's looking a bit anemic.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
That's
Got
the
him.
that's the subtitle of the series, really.
You could at least do your job.
Doing your job.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, I didn't know that was one word, it appears this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law.
Woo!
However, it seems you have another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
I didn't even get to say the second rule.
The second rule is don't talk about the second rule is don't talk about evidence law. Clearly, Paracat literally just typed in the same fucking thing as the second rule. You don't talk about evidence law. Clown to clown communication here, Paracat. One brain cell. Jinx, yes, exactly. We're all on the same page, clearly. Okay.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
I
What?
can. You claim to know something about blood test, rookie.
That would
Huh?
be surprising.
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB.
You also forgot the RH factor and the positive and negative.
I
but,
was about to
you
say that when you throw positive and negative in there, that like changes everything.
However,
And it's also used and pre-owned and new.
you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood.
I'm gonna ignore that, Mark.
Ooh.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that.
Also warm blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person.
That's
Or
not
so I hear.
helping.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skye.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was gonna say that.
Floor says nobody like that. Okay.
I can't let this evidence go through without a single. Without a fight. Without a single fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She has hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Oh shit.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe?
Problem? It's critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Oh, there's a problem.
Maybe we could examine the shoe a bit more closely before saying there's a problem.
I think it's telling me to. According to the walkthrough, it's gonna make me do it.
We have to cross-examine
okay.
the shoe.
Yes, the shoe's going up on the stand next.
If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could ya? Remember, spitters are quitters.
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. I'm green.
Sure. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
God damn.
Indeed, there's quite a bit of blood on the bottom of this shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe?
Problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint.
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Aha.
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
I like how they started like cutting in over the picture. Like when they just this picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Makes it feel so fancy. Paracat, I also noticed that. That is very. I'm not sure if that was an accidental thing. I don't remember enough about this case to notice that, to remember. Paracat said, and her shoes are black, which is true. Like if you look at the picture.
Well, it's the victim's shoe.
Good point.
Wait, it says the.
Oh, it's the victim's shoe.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's
the victim's shoe.
Goodman's shoe,
Oh,
and Goodman is
okay.
pretty much wearing.
See, I was
all
thinking that too. They said.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I was like, that's a little odd, but yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And where are they, Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and we found nothing of the sort. I thought he was gonna ask, where are the footprints, Edgeworth? Where are they?
Can you just admit to checking out the scene of the crime when legally he cannot be?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's a legal hellscape.
Ask for
Don't worry about
forgiveness.
it, guys. It's only my courtroom. I don't
What?
care about the law.
This is a lawless land.
No.
Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh,
Make this game last even longer than you want it to.
Papa Booey.
Just call me Sylvester Stallone and Judge Dredd because I am the law. He says that a lot for anyone who hasn't seen it.
I love Dredd so much. I am the law.
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think. Use that one brain cell.
Hey, I don't know why it's not in there.
Uh-oh.
He's running around in circles. I can't find him.
I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Huh?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Arf.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
Oops.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? Empty?
The oil drum picked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water?
Look, how is she supposed to cover herself in oil and then fly?
Oh, no.
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright.
No,
Do
I
you
don't
want to
get-
know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason.
Yeah, I don't know why people can fly when they cover themselves in oil, Edgeworth. I don't get it.
Oil floats in water.
Yeah?
Cover yourself in oil, wait for it to rain.
and there's water
What?
in the air. There's
Then
water
you
in
can
the air, so
fly.
you'll float above the air.
What?
Exactly.
Because there's moisture in the atmosphere.
Viewers,
Science,
press the button.
bitches!
It's completely foolproof.
Honest to God, that does kind of sound like some weird ass logic that you would find in this game. So
That's how he scaled to the 5th floor.
Do you remember
Yes.
like the old Rage comics where they had the troll logic, where it's like
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what
That's what I'm
what it
saying.
is.
This game operates on the same thing.
Yeah, honestly, how did he get to the 5th floor, but he was never seen in the hotel lobby? That's it. He covered himself in oil.
Oh, he jumped out the window on a chair and then jumped off the chair when he was about a foot away from the ground.
This is why
You don't
Oh my
mean.
god.
It's just, yeah, said the line.
Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone.
To slaughter herself.
To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
Wow! My screams are not on point today.
That ties things up quite nicely, in a nice little bow like goes around a lunch. Have you got any more? And the bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. And then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
This isn't a Telltale game, this is Capcom.
Erasing
Judge will
evidence.
remember that.
Erasing evidence. That reminds me. This guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please!
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana, Skye.
What?
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Oh.
Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding second helping.
What about second breakfast?
Another lunchbox.
Are you
Another
fucking
lunchbox
kidding
called
me?
Evidence.
Wait.
Sometimes I want my characters to be
Witness,
short
don't
out.
tell me you have something else. I demand more food.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court.
Your threats don't scare the cough up, queen. Look at this.
A photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems it's what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Eli, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Mia, so.
Okay. Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Huh?
Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Oh my god.
It never ends.
Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't! Then it'll be too late! Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with the latest piece of evidence?
Yeah? I'll think later. Oh my god, Phoenix. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong. I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright.
This is just the Kunk Costful act. You just keep going.
I'm trying to have my lunch because the witness keeps shoving lunch boxes in my face. Yeah.
Good place we can get lunch after this.
The problem with this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler.
Oh shit.
However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Did you get here on a fucking Triceratops?
No,
Just think of it.
I got here on your mom.
Oh.
I'm gonna assume his mother is dead.
Do you want to kick up childhood trauma, Your Honor? Because that's how you kick up childhood trauma.
Good. You deserve it.
Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see.
This turned from a courtroom into a personal boxing match.
What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of a car's muff?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr. But it's not gonna be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What? That?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind.
There's not much in there.
I know, but let's just give him a chance.
He's crying, holding up the evidence.
The voices in my head are so mean.
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Yar.
Who's the pirate now, Miss Star?
I mean, her name is Star.
Oh.
So it's cool now?
Ooh.
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
We've said the muffler so much recently that now I'm just picturing a really bad superhero called the Muffler.
That would be an unfortunate superhero name.
Especially considering what muff means over here.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into that.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. She's sus.
No,
Sus.
Mog, we couldn't have let it go.
Too late. I've already screenshotted it.
No!
I was genuinely
No!
expecting it to be Sam to say something about it.
I was honestly expecting Sam to grab it, but I was like, did he show restraint? But of course, that's gonna be a Sam tweet later. I'm just betting on it.
Piece of cloth. I ponder about it every day. I think about it nightly. Where is that cloth? If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law that I do on a regular basis. Have a car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. I desire it. The verdict will wait until we've seen all the evidence. Agree?
I suppose so.
Woo! That was close. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all.
He's still hungry?
Edgeworth, bring me my parrot.
You're getting the squid wheels.
I desire flesh.
You're getting the squid wheels.
That's it. You're going. I'm sorry. You're going in the squid wheel.
I desire the flesh of a talking parrot.
Oops.
If my food doesn't talk, I don't get hungry.
You are a vicious, carnivorous monster.
I don't know how to respond to that.
No parrots were filmed in the making of this stream. Harmed in the making.
No parrots were filmed.
I didn't ask to be filmed.
I like my food. I like my food to ask me, "What is this?" before I eat it.
Oops, you got peach rings.
Wow.
Hey, we did it. We made it to the safe
Yeah,
point.
we did.
Good job.
Right on the minute.
Just perfectly, in the right perfect time. That worked out so well for us. Good job, everybody.
See, my stretching out talking about eating parrots worked.
Yeah, it did actually.
It was for a reason.
So, I figured I'd mention this now. In the German version, they had to translate the whole muffler thing. And in German, muffler doesn't just mean both the scarf and the exhaust pipe. So the way they did that is they changed the muffler that Lana said on her phone to Schal d'Ampere. Schal is German for scarf, and then they put d'Ampere to it at the end. It doesn't exist. They made it up for the game. But a Schalldämpfer is an exhaust pipe. So she mentioned a Schalldämpfer.
Interesting.
I say.
Like I googled what's a Schalldämpfer, and the only thing that came up was Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney. You know that's actually really funny. Like, just like what are we gonna do for this? Let's just make something up. I like that. That's funny.
It's the Phoenix Wright way.
Yeah, true.
You know in the German versions of Phoenix Wright, Did they pretend that the game's set in Germany like they did for the American one?
I think it's still in America in the German version.
It's even fucking worse.
I thought I heard somebody say that the French version does that. Is that true? That it says that it takes place in France, or am I confusing it with a different game?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know any French. Oh wait, I do know a French person, but I don't know.
Yeah. Paracat said, and that's one of the reasons I love languages. Me too. There's so much interesting stuff and weird like puns and translation things. It's very interesting to see what goes into stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they also change names like Clavier to Cantilen.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the like greatest and also drawbacks of the series is that so many of them are like so focused on who they are as a person, and especially like the pun names, like seeing how they have to get translated differently is very interesting.
I mean, they didn't translate like any other name into a different name in the German version. Just
Wait,
Clavier
really?
to Cantilen.
That's the only one?
I think it's the only one,
That's
or one of the
weird.
only ones at least. Clavier is German for piano,
That's weird.
so they changed it to Cantilen.
They changed it to what?
Cantilen. Kantilen.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Interesting, though.
You pronounce Kant like Kant in German.
Gotcha. It's interesting.
Like the philosopher, it's Kant.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I'm excited to see like what they do with, because I know like now that they're bringing the Great Ace Attorney over. I know there's been a lot of like discussions about the changing of voices on that one, or not voices, names on that one. So I think it'll be interesting to kind of see and compare those.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the only one they changed so far was Sherlock Holmes.
Well, yeah. But they had a reason for that one. But I know like a lot of people just called him by the Japanese names. And so like some of them, I think, I don't know, like was it Iris Wilson or whatever?
I think they changed it to Wilson because it was Watson in the original, and maybe they also wanted to avoid some stuff like that. But they kept Yunosuke Naruhodo for the protagonist.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I doubt they'll change it, but with it being set in like England now instead or whatever, I don't know. It's interesting. Localization stuff is always.
It's set in England in the original too.
Oh, is it?
Yunosuke Naruhodo is traveling from Japan to England.
Oh, I read some like posts about it, and it sounded like they made it sound like it was originally in Japan. Because somebody was like, "Why did they move it to England?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't know."
No, you have like one case in Japan, and then the rest is in England.
Well, then it was a very ill-informed post, and that's why you don't trust everything you read on the internet, kids.
Oh, bloody hell, why is it in bloody England again, eh?
Again?
Wait, yeah, what?
Mark, why'd you say again?
The first case of Ace Attorney was Professor Layton was in England.
Is that what you?
Let's go with that.
Mark. That's okay. I'm excited to get to all these other games, but we still have a long ways to go before we get there. So no worries.
We have like 10 more streams of this case left.
Easily.
I've never actually played a Professor Layton game, so I don't know.
You say You've 10 more streams of?
Maybe.
Sorry.
I mean, listen, this fucking witness just kept going.
I was gonna say it took 2 hours to get through the first chunk of the
She
first
had
trial.
To explain every single detail.
I'm sorry. I can't control my character.
No, it's not your fault, Ree. It's not.
Oh no!
Your fault.
I'm gonna make it Ree's fault. Don't worry. I'm gonna when Ree comes, I'm gonna drive back to the college town, and I'm gonna make it a problem.
No, Sam, it actually is her fault. She worked on the localization of the game.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the at how many parts are left right now, and there's 8 more parts left in this case.
My God.
Yeah, it's
more episodes, my dudes.
It's a very long case. It's a very long case, like ridiculously long. There's a reason why everybody skipped it.
It's a point and click adventure case though, and we love the point. And click
Yeah. Paracat, that's okay. I totally understand. Professor Layton's a little underrated, but if you have the means to read it or watch it somewhere, I would definitely do that. Professor Layton and the Unknown Future is one of my like top 5 games of all time. Probably number 3, honestly. It's so good.
They're all good, and then they get to the one where he has a daughter, and it's bad.
Yeah, I haven't even attempted.
Just take that game, just chuck it out the window, or burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been wanting
All I
to, but
know
it's a
is-
matter of finding stuff. Yeah, stuff that's like on the 3DS or the DS is like so much harder to find now. It's like way more expensive.
I mean, if you're gonna play one of those games, better late than never.
Yeah, considering
Wow.
especially considering all the cartridges are going to be breaking as well.
Well,
Oh, right.
don't
the
remind me of
EEPROM.
that.
The EEPROM.
I'm gonna cry.
I actually thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to download everything on an emulator and sell all of my 3DS games and DS games while I have a chance before they break.
I swear to God, though, there's like a few games that like I don't care like how fucked up and broken they get. I will keep it forever. Like 999, you will pry 999 from my cold dead hands.
I just got 999 on the PS4 now.
I mean, I have it on the PS4 and on the thing too. But the DS version is the original, and I have all my memories with it. So like, you can bury me with that thing.
Oh, the original on DS, you said? Wait, no, on 3DS?
On the
999?
DS. Yeah, on the DS.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I also
Well, we
have
know-
VLR and ZTD on 3DS. But
Speaking
What's
of...
ZTD?
Eh.
Yeah, I got VLR. I got VLR on the Vita.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna say, like, in terms of like these kind of games being on like the DS versus the remastered, I really wish they'd give us the option. I know it would look like ass, but just let us look at the original graphics. Give us the
Oh,
option.
Yeah.
Because I love the sprite work of the original
I
trilogy.
do love this
Yeah.
sprite.
I love it so much. Whenever they do it with like Street Fighter or stuff, where they paint over the sprites,
Yeah.
and it gets that kind of like watercolory, like paint over the sprites. I'm like, no. As someone who like dies by the sprite work of like late like 2D Capcom fighting games, like
I'm not
Third Strike and
progressing. I'm
stuff.
just trying to exit, by the way.
Oh, good.
My favorite
Yeah.
But yeah, I love really good sprite work, and I appreciate it. That's why I'm glad when games kind of like there's no dissing on a game like Celeste, because Celeste's a phenomenal game. But like when games are like, you know what, let's take sprite work and push it past its limits where it ended before.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
you
wrong
ever-
with the simple art style, but I love really
have-
detailed sprites. What's up,
Have you ever played Breath of Fire 4?
That is good. I will look into this.
That has some fantastic sprite work.
I thank
Like-
you for the recommendation.
Like, just look up the images on on Google, whatever. You can see the sprites on there. Like, they're probably the best on the PS1, I think.
Holy shit, this is 2D? Oh my god. Oh my god, there's... Okay, you sold me on this. I'm looking into this. Holy shit.
It's
I
also
fucking-
like,
There's a
That's
character
easy.
that's part human, part animal. I'm fucking sold.
mate, half of the people in that game are like part animals. The main character turns into a dragon. The next girl is like has got fairy wings, and there's a cat man. There's a robot. There's a dog man who in the localization they made him have a lisp, but in the actual original he was an alcoholic. They're like,
But yeah.
they're like, we can't show alcohol here. Let's just give him a lisp instead.
Yeah, that's like in
That makes
Pokemon in
sense.
Kanto. That's like in Pokemon in Kanto, the old man in Viridian City. The reason he's blocking the roads because he's fucking hungover.
Yeah.
But speaking of half animal, half human people, I need to eventually play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn or
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Path
Radiance.
of Radiance.
But I think to make Yosh happy, and also because my curiosity is piqued, once I finish 3 houses, I'm gonna jump back in time and play Genealogy.
Oh wow.
Also, you
And
should
I'll-
check out. Hang on.
I'll join Yosh's Genealogy harem. People who have embraced the culture of genealogy.
You should also check out Suikoden 2 because that has like some really nice fluid action with the sprites as well.
Yes, we could. Oh my.
Paracat,
goodness.
I'm not to be a bad influence, but I'm always an advocate for going out and checking out shops in the area for resale goods and stuff like that. So, not to be a bad influence, but if that helps at all, that's what I would do.
Also, genealogy is just better than the other games, so you should play it.
I'm thinking that after all this time, it's going to turn out it's actually terrible and it's all apparent by Yosh.
If it wasn't for the fact that there were like 5 or 6 people that like are constantly pushing it, I would think the same thing, sort of. We've got tons of GS games in the area. I always forget what I'm looking for. That's a mood, Paracat.
If they were all telling us to play Thracia, then I would be a bit suspicious.
Don't play Thracia.
Why not?
I mean, feel free to play it and find out. I think Kirsten's first Fire Emblem game should be Thracia, actually.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know, I do want to do a thing at some point of like a channel point thing of like this many channel points and I'll play it. I just haven't gotten around to setting it up yet.
A really good one for that is you can make there's community pools where people can pour their points into it.
That's what I was a community challenge.
Oh, community challenge. That's right, the challenge. That's right.
Yeah. So
My bad.
I just haven't figured out what I want to I haven't set it up yet. So
I keep setting painful things as my sub goals, thinking that's never gonna happen.
Oh,
but
God.
behold, I'm playing FNAF VR tomorrow, and every time I scream, I have to take a shot.
Oh God.
Dude, FNAF VR is fun.
It's fun, but in the first game they have again the compilation, you can actually look down the hallways, and that's actually you have to look down the hallways. You have to look down the hallways to see, and they actually have them fully animated walking, and I hate it.
Make your like goal things games that you absolutely hate, but during a stream you're not allowed to make a single negative comment about them.
Oh no, that I
Play Sticker Star.
Like if I was doing that and I was having to play like Final Fantasy 13, all I'd be able to say is the music's quite good. It looks good at least, and the music's good. I'm not allowed to say anything else.
That was me when playing DMC remake.
Oh,
that was
God.
the reboot. I dodged a bullet because of how much I played. I didn't go any as far. I stopped when I did. Oh Lord.
It's just like
playing Final Fantasy 13. Man, that's a nice hallway. I really like this hallway.
Wow, I really hope my gist of 13 is hope's like my parents are dead. Lightning, stop crying. My parents are dead.
Yeah, like
Stop
genuinely, all I can say nice about 13 is it's got quite good music and it looks nice graphically.
Oh, dude, the
everything
combat
else,
theme, the combat
Yeah.
music from 13. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's really good.
It goes so hard.
I can't I can't stand the combat system. I can't stand any of the characters. I can't stand like the world itself or the setup, anything like that. So just no. I tried 13 too. I'm like, okay, this is better because it has less of the characters, and at least you can
Yeah,
get
I like
fucking about your
Sarah.
thing.
I like Sarah a bit more.
Caius is a really good bad guy. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Just even saying DMC reminded me of when Vinny played DMC 2 for like 2 hours and he said had it set on like a timer, and like immediately when the timer was off he went to the home menu of the Switch, closed the game, went to the menu and deleted the game.
That's DMC2 was legitimately if this says anything, I had more fun getting every ending of Shadow the Hedgehog than playing DMC2.
Oh
my god.
Yes.
So this is kind of a natural break in the conversation real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. You guys are free to
Absolutely.
hang out in the not for streams chat. Hi Alice, sorry you popped in as we're ending. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you to all for being here. Paracat, I'm so glad that it was fun listening to it. One of these days we'll get around to doing our little casts like value novels thing up, where we can just do nothing but talk about talk about stuff because I think it's very entertaining. But we're not there yet, but we'll get there eventually. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out today, and I am very excited for next time. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.